Hi, my name is John Schenzer, and I began this podcast, Being Disciples, which is based on the conversations and studies in a small group of people that I host and that I pastor in our hometown. Our group rents a small space in the downtown area of our city. All the funds come from our own pockets or from those that the Lord leads to bless us. There is nobody on our payroll, and all the funds go toward the rent and to any ministry activities we decide to do. We are not a business, we are not a church, we have nobody on the payroll. We're just a group of people that love the Lord, that have come together from different backgrounds, different denominations, and we all have different passions for the city. I believe the Lord led me to start this podcast in order to make this information available to all who would want it. And it's not only this podcast, but also another site with all the notes on it that people can use for a deeper dive into their own study, to perhaps mentor somebody else, or to lead a small group and use it as a springboard into conversation. Back in 1985, I surrendered my life to the Lord, and I was in a sales job, and I would listen to the radio preachers as I drove across the Dakotas, or listen to the television preachers as I was in my motel rooms. Afterwards, after I surrendered my life to the Lord, I needed to seek someplace, because I wasn't churched, so I was seeking someplace to get this information of how to properly live the Christian life. And so I believe there are many reasons other people may need this type of discipleship also. I can even see the possibility of this podcast leading to many small groups, some perhaps online, some perhaps as Zoom meetings. Perhaps I would be leading some, or others can lead the groups. And we see in the 10th chapter of the Gospel of Matthew that Jesus sent his disciples out into the towns to share the good news about the kingdom of God. And he specifically told them, "You received without paying, so give without pay." Don't charge people for something that you receive freely. It's for this reason that I want to make this information available freely to other people, that will allow them to grow closer to God in a more intimate relationship with him. So the next question that can be asked then is, well, why a Patron page? I do receive gifts from time to time from people as the Lord lays it on their heart to take care of my needs. That'd be both the financial outlay from my own pocket into the ministry, as well as the personal needs of paying my bills at home. And I believe I've given myself to my city, as I believe in obedience to the call of the Lord upon my life. I occasionally work for others to cover my bills, but the gifts certainly free me up to put more time into the ministry work rather than working for somebody else. Jesus also told the disciples, I believe it's in the 10th chapter of the Gospel of Luke, that the laborer is worthy of his wages. So this is how I look at the gifts that I receive. The Lord prompts someone to give a gift to be a blessing for me. The person moves in obedience and in faith to actually give that blessing. Therefore, I gladly receive with a thankful heart whatever comes my way. So you may ask then, what are these funds being used for? The funds received in this Patron program will primarily be used to cover the costs of this podcast and the accompanying websites that make the notes and the videos and the podcast available. From the smallest to the largest gifts, I will be thankful to God for all that is provided, even if it's $0, because I believe I'm doing this because I was led to do so, not for the money. And the goals range from covering the cost of the venture, to helping support a couple of community events we do each year, to matching my personal base monthly giving to fund this venture, to offsetting my living expenses, thereby trading my time working elsewhere to putting that time into working for the kingdom of God. So bills do need to be paid, and there's only so much time to divide up between making an income for a living and doing the work of the ministry. And then you may ask, are there patron rewards? I understand the concept of this, that there are rewards for those who want to invest in a project, but this venture, however, does not produce any proprietary information or a product that could be unique to those who would give of themselves. So what I would like to do is take the time to get to know the patrons by doing some live broadcasts, live streaming, perhaps Zoom meetings, where we can have a conversation. We can get to know one another. We can share stories and ideas. We can ask questions, get answers, and perhaps even develop a working relationship for future activities and events. So thank you for taking the time to watch this introductory video. You can learn more about me and the ministry I'm involved in by visiting AnokaAwakening.com, EcclesiaInAction.com, and virtualstudywith.us. That's Virtual Study with Us, and that's where all the notes are posted. So you can also contact me by email if you like. That's john.s@anokaawakening.com. And if you wish, you can send me an email to arrange a phone call or a video call, like a Zoom meeting or whatever, and I'll see what I can do to accommodate that. So be blessed and be the blessing, and thank you for your time.